need some little tiny round brushes. Now this one, if you guys want to pass that around, it's got like 3 bristles. Okay, nice. So I use that for my man lashes.
Every man needs lashes.
They have to have eyelashes, okay? I mean, you guys, you have eyelashes, okay? They're just not as pretty as ours. Okay. You need paint that is thin, so that when you're doing your eyelash, you can do it in one line and you don't have to go back over it. If you don't have enough paint on your brush, you're going to end up with skips in your eyelashes, and then you're going to have to go over it, and you're probably going to mess it up the second time around. So, okay, you start out with your whites, and I like to wet my brush first because it kind of primes the brush, helps the paint flow a little better. And then you just have to get it in there. Okay, I'm nervous, I'm shaking.
No pressure. Watching me.
20 people looking at your every move.
People are filming me and everything.
You're a star.
I notice you steady the brush with your pinky when you're painting.
I do.
Does that help you a lot?
Actually, it does. I use my pinkies a lot to steady my hand when I'm painting. It's not working too well today, though. Now, if you mess up on your whites a little bit, you can go back with your flesh color and you can fix that. It's not a big deal. The whites are forgivable. That's not a big deal. Okay.
Is that paint then, or just water?
This is water.
Okay.
Yeah, this is water. Now, my toothpick, there we go. Okay, the toothpick I dip in a little bit of alcohol so it's ready to fix my mistakes.
Get it a little drunk before it's ready.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I used just a round sort of monogram brush for putting the whites in. You want to use smaller brushes, obviously, for your smaller figures. Okay, so we're going to give him brown eyes. Because it's MacGyver and he has brown eyes. Okay. Now you want to make sure that you have enough paint on your brush, because you want it to flow off the brush. If it's too dry, it's not going to flow off. So you just got to figure out where you want your iris, and just kind of put it in there, okay? See, if your brush is full of paint, it just flows right on there.
Wow. You have a big brown eye.
Yeah.
Something interesting about MacGyver's eye being painted with.
And the white dries quickly enough that you can just apply the...
Yeah, the white dry...
You do realize she's going to expect me to be able to do this now.
Hey, you're videotaping, you know. You got to do it now. Okay. I'm going to use my monogram brush to do the pupil. Every eye has to have a pupil. It annoys me when they don't. Okay. Okay. So again, you just like you did with the iris, you just kind of let the paint flow on there. And if you move your brush around in just a very small circle, you'll get a round shape too. Okay, so now I'm going to do the little white dot on MacGyver's eye, because it's got to have a little white dot too.
Wow.
You put it to the side of the iris?
Yeah, I put it to the side.
Yeah,
like a gleam.
Yeah, so there's a gleam in the eye, and of course when you do the other one, you want to put everything and try to get it the exact same place. Sigma 6 figures all use kind of a reddish brown color to line the eyes with, so I do too, just so it's consistent. Okay. For the guy lashes, there we go. The little 3.
That's the one we passed around?
Yeah, that's the one you guys passed around.
The .001.
Yeah, with half the bristles cut off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't even see with my good eye. It's like it has a spider leg on it.
The pulling the paint from the paintbrush, that's why I can never get that detail. I always get that big glob on the end of mine.
Yeah, if you have a little bead in the middle, it's okay, but for your lining, you don't want that at the end of your brush because it's going to make a mess. So the bead there actually kind of feeds the rest of the brush.
Yeah.
Let me ask this important question.
Okay.
We've got that brush. How did you manage to cut the bristles off and still have it usable?
An X-Acto knife.
Okay. You just
An
saw it
X-Acto
away.
knife.
Wow.
Yeah. Now this one, I'm going to dip this in a little bit of alcohol because the paint is so thin on the brush that it dries really quickly.
You still have the bead, right?
Yeah, still have the bead.
If it hands as steady as yours, you should have been a sniper.
Is that the same paint you use to color the rest of the figure? Or is that just
Yes.
for like, okay.
It is. Okay. Not perfect, but that's basically, you guys can pass that around and check it out. If you have to fix it, you just use the pointed, that's why you need a super pointy toothpick. You just draw it right along the edge where it needs fixed. What's nice about girls is that if the edges of the iris isn't perfect, then you can fix that with her eyelashes because girls have really good eyelashes.
Over there.
Now with smaller eyes, you know, you don't want quite as much paint on the brush. You want kind of a little bead on the end of your brush. I'll show you. That's why I take it from the end of the toothpick. You get this little tiny bead on your end of your brush, and then you can paint from that. All right, let's get.
Well, the fact that you're doing the same thing on something in a much smaller scale is just mind-blowing.
Makes the bigger ones seem like it's so easy compared to the...
Oh my god. Yeah.
When she tells me to make the girl eyes all pretty, I have to tell her, you know, you're lucky they're looking forward.
That's nice that I do.
Nice.
That's unbelievable.
Okay. Even the little ones have to have a little red dot.
Last night I shouldn't have done it, but I drank like the whole thing.
Yeah, all these are set as like,
I did.
Like 5 minutes later,
Now I'm going to use, for the girl lashes, I'm going to use a slightly
my roommate was like, stop
bigger
that.
brush.
Get out of there. Okay. Yeah, but I couldn't.
Okay. Now ideally, you should start on the outside because that's where your brush is going to go
And it
on the
makes it a little
heaviest.
orange too.
the burgers, what? You mixed the burgers with orange juice?
No.
Oh man.
I was gonna actually, what do they call that? I was gonna,
This are the Tri-State Viper
A
stack.
little thick.
We got another stack over there for everybody else.
But now we fix it.
I was gonna,
Yeah, now we fix it.
Version.
do the, what do they call that when you just put the,
Alright, I kind of messed her eye up. But,
She'll fix it.
yeah. If you mess it up that badly, just take it off and start over.
what I did with the,
Oh, very cool.
Little alcohol fixes that.
Man, that little white in the pupil. I know,
that's
just. Perfect. That's like this is a touch of perfection.
I just grabbed it. But it makes me, like, it's so weird that it's actual pepper that does that.
What's nice about this brand of paint is that it does dry pretty quickly, so you can do the next layer pretty fast.
Chocolate donut. Drink the grape soda.
That's awesome. That's,
I was looking at her.
There's more boxes up there.
beautiful.
Gummy sodas.
Alright, now we'll do the eyelashes.
Great.
No, Uncle Winklin, Tom Winklin's grape soda.
I look at it and say,
So
wow,
I've
this
got
ain't
her
right.
eyelashes on there. I'm going to thin them out a little bit because they're pretty thick toward the...
Hey, Joe. You see those before?
Awesome, Gene.
No, I'm just gonna pop up your. Here you go.
Okay.
The same old.
That's right.
They've been in my house for years, man.
These motion blurs.
If the Terminator, isn't a Terminator movie look like that? It would have been a better movie.
Female heads.
Canines.
My friend, his cousin, his brother-in-law went to Simways on a great movie.
Just thickening
I looked at
the
the whole
outer
portion
edges
and no
of
one
her
has had a
eyes.
positive thing about the movie. So I won't go, my cousin's in the everybody's. I don't think his name.
Okay, again, it's not perfect, but there's...
Unfortunately, my zoom won't zoom all the way in, so I'm just trying to get the technique.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
said that they should have passed it like a bean as John
Well, the zoom. This is as close as I can get before it gets fuzzy.
Bean. As well, John Carnes.
So...
But just watching how she did that, like using the paintbrush transfer from brush to brush, how she studies it. You know, she uses her pinky to actually study the fingers and.
Awesome. I'd so go see Mr. Bean.
Suspended arms perfectly.
That's good.
No one's handicapped.
I don't know. You're gonna have a hard time finding.
Hey, what's going on, man? How's it going? How's it going?
Kind of like first come.
You guys. Oh, I'm sorry, you're filming.
Yeah, that's okay. This is like
Amazing.
this is like customizer essential.
I like the Transformers.
Hand me my microphone, Sean. You gotta seriously.
That's not really great, but
My only complaints is I'm going to be expected to duplicate that.